That was one heck of a football game, I can tell you that. I feel bad for our seniors. We wanted to get it for those guys. I think we had a six-game win streak on senior day, and our kids fought their tails off. As usual, it's a team loss. We did it together. There's plays on offense, defense that you wish you had back. I love that group in there. They fought their tails off to the end. Didn't go our way. Game of inches. Look at the defense played their tails off the entire game. On the field for almost 35 minutes. They had one drive at the end of the second quarter, or I guess the middle of maybe the beginning of the second quarter, where they hit two big posts on us. Our guys tightened down. We made some adjustments and fixed it, but that, and then a 2-minute at the end of the half where they made some plays and we didn't. Learned some good coverage, and they got a field goal before the half, which was a critical field goal. And then again, we pitched a shutout defensively in the second half until minute 36 in the game, and the quarterback draw, which they've run quarterback draws. They got us in a good coverage for it. Our stun up front probably wasn't as clean as you'd like. We'll look at the tape. I briefly saw it from an iPad, but was focused on the 2-minute for our offense at the end. And then offensively, they hung in there, made a lot of plays. Again, there was a lot of good plays out there for us. I mean, Nate Yarnell had a heck of a game, I think. We didn't protect the quarterback. We've had some shuffling going through our old line, as you guys know. Jackson Brown had to start at the right tackle spot. Another change, in the old line. Jacoby was out in the second quarter, I believe, so we had another change there. And again, just part of the game. That's next man up. We got banged up last week. We got banged up a little bit more today. On top of that, but I love the way our guys played. We had an opportunity. Offensively, you look at it. We had a missed field goal in the second quarter, I believe. Long one, not easy. Ben's been outstanding all year, and he's a hell of a kicker. And then we had the goal line stand down there. First and goal at the 2. We didn't break the huddle fast enough a couple times. We were huddling up. Maybe we should have gone tempo. And we were too slow getting up, lined up. And it starts with me making sure they're ready to go. And we had I call a timeout when Derek Davis goes over the top. I don't know if they stopped playing. I didn't see that play yet. But I look back at myself like maybe if I didn't call that timeout, maybe it's a delay and we score a touchdown. We don't matter. We need to score at the 2-yard line. We got to get 6 points instead of 7. Put that one on me for calling a timeout. And I was just worried about that clock going down. We were tight on time, and I didn't want to be backed up 5 yards for a delay game. So operationally, we got to clean that up. But kids fought hard, and it's a game of football. They did a nice job at the end, and Kate, Klubnik, had a heck of a play. You can run. So questions.
Pat, right after you called that timeout, you guys had 3 straight offensive penalties for different things. What was going on? What was the issue? Was there a communication issue that was getting the plays in late? The fans at one point were like counting down the play clock.
Yeah. I think we were trying to huddle with our skill guys, and we just didn't break out fast enough. I couldn't tell you exactly what it was, but we were down on the clock, and that's why it happened the first time. I wasn't going to get a delay game, but those were critical.
What on that last play? I guess what do you think led to that? Were you guys just so far back in coverage at the end of the lane, or?
Again, I think we were in a 2-man concept, which got us at the end of the half too. Again, just maybe went back to the well too much on that. Again, as you guys know, through the year, our defense has been outstanding. I had complete confidence in them at the end of the game. 2 minutes, I'm like, shoot, at 2 minutes at the end of the half, 2 minutes at the end of the game. Like our defense has been like lights out all year, and they got us in a good coverage, and then we didn't rally and make a play on the quarterback. We got to get him down. He took it to the house. Let's at least let him kick a field goal, tie it up, whatever. We just didn't get him down. It's on us as coaches.
How do you keep this team from losing confidence after the game?
They're not going to lose confidence after what they did out there today. I mean, Stephen, we got a good football team in there. And, we played a good football team. They aren't crappy. We got a darn good football team, and we just keep our heads up. We got 2 more guaranteed games, and then we'll move on from there. We got a really good Louisville game, Louisville team on the road, and we got to pick up the pieces, and our guys will do that. They were great in the locker room afterwards. It's a game of football. It's what we do.
They only have 8 rushing yards up to that last play.
Yeah.
Just
Thanks for reminding me. I mean, Georgia held them to 38, that was a low on the year, so that tells you what kind of performance our kids did. Moffitt, really couldn't get anything going all day. It was a great performance by our defense and rush defense, and then again, we give up a quarterback draw, which is the one. So they got 58 total yards, they got 50 on the last play, so, I don't know if I answered your question, but.
You had two guys taken off on carts. Any update on these guys?
Yeah, Jerry, both of them will be out for the year. Daniel had, probably looked like a, broken, I'm not a doctor, but it was not a pretty looking sight out there. You knew immediately that, he had an issue there, and then, CJ Lee, he'll be out as well with look like a, again, I'm no doctor, but, patella tendon, so.
What do you think, or why were you guys drawn offsides 3 consecutive plays? Were they doing a different snap?
Well, they called now, 3 in a row, and again, that wasn't, it was critical, but it wasn't critical because we got off the field anyway. Defense did a heck of a job, but 3 in a row, center was moving his shoulder and getting us to jump, but it was, 3 in a row. They got him the next series, but they didn't get him enough. Again, it was, some movement up there that, shouldn't be done, but, they didn't get him, I'm whining to the officials. They got him the next series, but, I'm just glad they didn't score in those, on that drive. We got off the field.
Other than the touchdown, is the most disappointing part of the game, the 13 penalties?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. When you look at offense, we had a holding call early. We had a false start, Gavin, down on the goal line. I believe, we had one illegal formation. We had a delay game on 3rd and goal. We had a false start, 2 false starts by our guards out there. And then, we had an unnecessary roughness on P.J. O'Brien. I can't tell you, I got a good peek at that one. Again, we had 3 offsides on defense. We had a face mask on the sideline, which is kind of nitpicky. But I believe we got off the field on that. We had a roughing the passer on Nate Matlack. He was coming on, maybe if he's a little high, I'll have to look at that. I didn't look at it, but those are the penalties, that we had. And then we had a delay game on punt return for fair catching and then, picking up the bounce. So, again, when you look at it, just too many unforced errors. And again, we've been good all year. The last 2 weeks, we haven't been that way. We had 6 drops. We had other opportunities offensively. I mean, again, there's just so many things you can point to. It's not just a 2-minute drive at the end of the half or at the end of the game. It's, it's a goal line stand. We had our opportunities to win. We got a good football team in there. We just got to be cleaner.
Pat, what do you do at this stage of the year to tighten up discipline and like the moments where you guys had those self-inflicting penalties and, regardless of the ones where offsides and the shoulder thing, that's one thing, but when you're doing it to yourself on offense, it's something you harped on last week.
Yeah, I mean, it's attention to detail, and we talk about it every day, and in crunch time, we just got to be more disciplined. Again, we got a disciplined football team, but we're not an undisciplined football team, but things happen in the heat of the moment, and guys get anxious, and we didn't do a good enough job.
Do you anticipate Eli will be ready for next week?
I would imagine, yes.
Can you take us through the personal foul on Nate, where the flag didn't come out, but then it came out late?
Came out like 10 seconds late. Yeah, that was I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I mean, it looked like an aggressive play to me. I don't know. Sometimes I lose my mind.
How do you think Nate played overall today, including for Eli?
Yeah, I mean, he made some great throws. I don't like the 8 sacks. Is that on him? Was that on the O-line? We gave, Jackson Brown some help over there with some chips. I think that helped out a little bit. We, tried to help him out and help everybody out. But, Gavin did a great job chipping and helping on the protection. So, like we ignored that, but just gave up too many. But I thought Nate played a heck of a game.
That final drive where Sauls hit the field goal to take the lead, was it your plan to go in there conservative, or was that false start penalty change the plans a little bit?
No, again, they had the timeouts, so we knew they were going to blow their timeouts, and I wasn't telling Kate anything. I wanted to tell them to be conservative, because there's nothing I hate worse than third, in a 4-minute situation, if you want to call it that, like just running 3 plays in a row. But that didn't help. The first down. I just as soon as we got backed up, I think that was a pass on that play. I wasn't worried about it. Like I said, I'm not going to get concerned. There's nothing I hate worse is trying to run 3 straight times up in the middle and count on your kicker, because they're going to get the ball back as well. But they burned all 3 timeouts, gave them some time at the end. Matter of fact, I think on the penalty again, we had some one-on-one coverage out there because they had the box packed. But then we got backed up, and it just changes things a little bit.
Take one more.
Considering that Nate played as well as he did, would you consider keeping him as quarterback next week?
You know, that's,
Even if
you
the
know,
guy's healthy?
it's way too early. We'll see how Eli's feeling, and it's a coach's decision, and, you know, we got a lot of confidence in Eli. You know, Eli's played well all year as well, so, you know, again, I've told you all year, Nate Yarnell's a good football player, and you guys saw it out there today. You know, we'll see, you know, when the grading gets done and see how everybody feels.
Coach, thank you very much. We'll have the player representative.